Thank you for joining us today on Still Standing. My name is McGuire McCann. I'm your host. And today, for our guest, we have Edward McGuire. How are you today, Edward?
I'm doing good. I'm very blessed.
Okay, blessed. So, talk a little more about blessed.
Blessed is being able to wake up every morning, and blessed is being able to have food on the table, shoes on my feet, and clothes on my back every day.
That's awesome, Edward. Awesome. You are blessed. We are all thankfully blessed with what we're doing in life and where we are and the blessings that God has given us. So Edward, you're a R&B singer, pro football player. We're going to talk a little bit about your life being in prison. So we're going to start about singing. So when did you start singing?
Well, at the age of 6, my mom took me to the Israel God Church. My foster mom at the time took me there, and I was humming while the choir was singing, and this lady sat next to me that heard me doing this, and she told me that she's going to tell the choir director I want to sing in the choir to put me on the spot. And I told her, don't do that. And she did it. And the choir director made me, she didn't make me, she just asked me, can I do a couple of songs? And I did a couple of songs, and I blew them. And that's when I started singing. That's when singing has been my passion. Singing has been my joy. And singing gives me the motivation to express myself too.
Yeah. So you're a writer as well. You produce your own songs. So talk a little bit about that. How long have you been writing?
I've been writing, like, the first time I started writing was in '09. Like, I was in prison by myself, and like nobody was there for me, that I didn't know how to write my feelings down, and I just started writing like letters to myself
Mm.
of what I would want to do with my life, and them letters became into songs. And that's when I
Wow.
start learn how to write, and that was unbelievable, the talent that God gave me.
Wow. So you actually started from writing letters to yourself?
Writing letters to myself, writing my problems down, basically like a journey book,
Journal,
journal,
yeah.
I'm going to say. But yeah, that's what I started writing, and I taught myself how to write. Well, God actually taught me how to write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the name of your first song that you recorded? Or that you wrote? What was the name of the first song you
My
wrote?
first very song that I wrote was Shorty, You Know You So Fine. That was the very first song I ever wrote. And then my
Who's Shorty?
Shorty, it's like a song that you talking to a female, you know,
That you
especially
like or something? Yeah.
right, you know. I was in there, I assume I use my imagination a lot when I write too.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually there.
Yeah.
I was, just fake like I was talking to a woman, and it made me write the
Made a
song.
song. Do you still
Yeah,
remember the song?
yeah, I remember the
Sing a
song.
little bit of it.
It's like, Shawty, you know you're so fine. Girl, you know you're still on my mind. A girl like that, you know she is a dime.
Okay, check
Yeah.
you out. That's nice. That's good. You have a beautiful voice, and
Thank
I've heard
you.
some of your songs, and I'm just excited to see, what the future holds for you. So, what's your latest single?
My latest single right now is Sick and Tired. Sick and Tired was wrote by me, produced by me. Just gotta touch it up some more.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote that because I was at the point of my life where I just wanted to give up. And not only that, I was speaking somebody else's story too. A best friend of mine, rest in peace to him, Gucci. So I was speaking his story and my life story in that song. And I think that's like the best song I wrote thus far. Yeah, I'm sick
Wow.
and tired, being sick and tired.
Sick and tired. That seems like a really deep song. Are you looking to get signed to? Are you signed to anyone? Looking to get signed or?
Right now, I'm not signed. I'm not a signed artist. I want to be an independent artist. I'm waiting on my brother to come home. He's gonna take me to Atlanta, and I got another brother that's with his childhood friend named King Nitty. King Nitty wants to sign me to his label,
Wow.
so I'm waiting on my brother to come home August the 16th. We're gonna go up there, and they're gonna put me in the studio, and we're gonna go from there. you know,
Yeah.
and
That's
hopefully be
awesome.
successful. I got some good opportunities on the table. Just gotta
Yeah.
be patient and wait. That's
Well, the
all.
sky is the limit. The
Yes,
sky
ma'am.
is the limit. Just don't give up, just keep going and reaching for a brighter day.
Okay.
So, we're going to talk more about you being a pro football player and you went to prison. So, we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But thank you for tuning in. We'll be right back. This is McGuire McCann. Thank you for watching Still Standing TV show. Again, thank you for joining. And today, our guest is Edward McGuire. He's a R&B singer. He sung a song for us, and it sounded nice, Eddie. And
Thank you.
also, he's a pro football player. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So how long have you been playing football for?
Well, I've been playing football all my life. Football has been my very first dream because I always saw myself going to the NFL. I played in high school for Sin High School and Sullivan High School, but I went down the wrong path and I didn't achieve that dream. So I found out when I came to Madison that they had a pro football team called the Warriors. So I signed up for them through this guy named Vernon. He know who he is. And I didn't get into it because I got locked up. But I got out this time. I said I'm going to make it my mission to actually play. So I wasn't really thinking about it, but I had it in my mind. I was at the weight room one day lifting weights, and my coach, which is Coach Phil, he saw me in there and he asked me like, "Do you play football?" I'm like, it wasn't. He didn't come off directly like that. I see you work out. You really get it in. I'm like, yeah. He said, you ever play football? And I'm like, yeah, I play football. And he asked me about my position, and he asked me was I interested in playing for the Madison Mad Dogs.
Mm.
So I told him yeah, and he said, well, I look forward to you coming to tryouts, see if you like it. And he gave me his contact information, and I was a cold player. He liked me.
Yeah.
And that's when I started back up playing.
Yeah. And so you guys had a team, but you were cut off for the season, right?
Yes, we had 3 games. We lost the first game, and we lost. We lost the first game, won 2 games. The third game we got cut off because a situation happened on the field, and I'm sorry that happened. We was on investigation, and the league ended up giving us another chance to come back and play again, but some of the players didn't want to involve themselves in playing. So, looking forward to next season.
Yeah. Maybe you'll have a better chance. And is that for next season? When does that start?
Next season it starts in May. Practice starts in May, but I'm going right into indoor football, which starts in October. So Phil has that team, so I'm about to go play with them. Indoor football. So that's just my dream right now. If it ain't my music, it's gonna always be football.
And what position do you play?
I am a outside linebacker / running back.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, check you out.
Yeah.
Check you out. So that's awesome. That's awesome. And so when the season starts, will it be open to the community or can anyone come and watch?
It will be open to the community and anybody can come and watch, and we will be posting our games on Facebook. The tickets are, I believe, $6 to come. It's at Warren Park. If you come to the outdoor, I haven't figured out what the indoor or our home game at is there yet. But I will find out, and I will be having it posted on my page when I get the information from my coach, Coach Phil. Shout out to you, Coach Phil.
Okay. And what was the name of your team just for the people to know?
The Madison Mad Dogs.
Mad Dogs. All right.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So you've been playing since a child.
Since I was
young.
a child. The contact, the expression. If you want to get your anger out on something, Go play football.
Right?
Yeah. So I been doing that, and hopefully, I could probably be a walk on for the Badgers, cause I'm in my prime right now, or maybe go to the NFL. Have dreams. You got to dream big.
Yeah. What position do you like the best out of?
I love the linebacker position because I like to stop the run, and Lord knows I love to get the quarterback. It excites me.
Yes.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I would love to go and see one of your games and, just have that experience, and you say you would like to go to the Badgers?
I would like to play for the Badgers. Badgers is my favorite college football team. I support them 100%. They come to our game. Some of the players come to our game. They very very supportive. We friends with some of them, and I appreciate the Badgers supporting us, the Madison Mad
Yeah.
Dogs. And I can't
Yeah.
wait till their season come in August. I am going to be at their games too.
Well, that would be awesome. I
Yeah.
pray you make it and you go higher and higher and higher and don't ever stop.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just thank you for coming on the show. We've talked about your R&B music. We've talked about you being a pro football player, and I know you've had some not so good experiences. So we're going to talk about that next. Please stay tuned. This is McGuire McCann, and you're watching Still Standing. Thank you for tuning in to Still Standing. Welcome back. I'm Nakira McCain, your host, and we've been talking with Edward McGuire, professional football player, R&B singer. We're talking about some songs you wrote and different things. So one thing I want to touch on, you went on The Voice. That's awesome
Yes.
accomplishments. Let's talk a little bit more about that.
Yes, I went on a Voice. A friend of mine helped me get on there. That has always been my dream to either go on the Voice or American Idol. And I went on there, and it was like a battle royal. I took 8 people out. A female took me out. Obviously, I did make it, but that's because you don't make it, you don't stop. You got to constantly keep going. So I was waiting on a call back. They did call back. I just didn't catch the call. I called them, so they never, answered. But I'm looking forward to going back on there again next year if I don't get called back. If not, you'll see American Idol or America's Got Talent. I'm
Right.
going on them shows. I'm so serious about it.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going until you get it everything you want and need out of life.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's awesome. I'm glad you were even able to have that experience.
It was scary. Like, I was like, when I got there, was so many people there, and they treated us like family there too. And it was just like a good congregation where the whole world basically supposed to be. Because, singing heals people,
Mm.
and, it uplifts people.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I'm able to do that. And I can't wait to actually be able to get my music out there on the radio and do some videos that's going to come up and show the world what I got.
Yeah.
Not only show them what I got, but share my story with the kids around the world, and men and women.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's awesome. So we've talked about some wonderful things that you've been through, but you've had a not so good situation. You were in prison for 10
10 years.
10
I was in
years.
prison for 10 years for armed robbery I committed. I am very comfortable talking about my armed robbery that I committed, because you can change. You can change. I got in there. I did 2 years 2 years in a hole, and that's when that writing ability came. When I was writing songs on the wall, that sick and tired being sick and tired, and while I was in there, because I know my family wasn't there for me, but I understand they was going through their situations and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which I understand. But it was a struggle for me in there. But I got in this program called Thinking for a Change. It gives you a chance every inmate a chance to be a motivation speaker with moms, with good organizations that's out there. And I got in there and I completed the program. I got my certificate for it to show you guys I completed it. And I got out with moms and I started getting up with, I call him Uncle John. He know he is. But yeah, I started going to like schools and colleges and speaking to kids about my life and about, you know, basically just want everybody to change. I don't want people to be like how I was. And you just can't give up. You got to keep going.
And the beautiful part about your story, even though that was a not so good situation in your life, you're turning it into positive. We all make mistakes. We all have something that we've been through that made us who we are today. And I'm thankful that you're not letting your past mistakes hold you back, that you're pushing forward for something so much greater. And the fact that I know you said you speak to teens and youth, different, talk a little bit about that. You speak to them, you encourage them, you let them know that they don't have to go down that road, that there is a brighter day.
Yes, ma'am. You know, see, what made me start doing that, when I thought everybody gave up on me, who could I call to? I called to God because I know He'll hear my cry. And God told me He was always there for me throughout all the bad times I had. He had to sit me down because He didn't want anything to happen to me, because God Himself and a lot of other people seen so much potential inside me to not allow me to take my anger out on stuff that bothered me while I was in the world. So I'm actually glad that I experienced the prison life, because it makes me appreciate my freedom more.
Yeah.
And people in the world today take advantage of the things we got out here in this world. There's so many good opportunities out here. And that's what makes me want to speak to kids, because they might feel like they don't have nobody to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling them they can always talk to me, and I will always be speaking and motivating people,
Yeah.
whether they want to listen or not. I just hope people wake up, and I hope people will let my story make them change.
Well, yes, that's an awesome place to be in life, willing to help others. So we're going to talk a little bit more with you, Edward. And please stay tuned. You're watching Still Standing. I'm your host, McGuire McCann. We'll be right back. Thank you for tuning in to Still Standing. I'm your host, Nakira McCann. Thank you. I appreciate you watching. And today we've been talking to Edward McGuire, songwriter, pro football player. And Edward, we're talking about a not so good experience. You were in prison. Now, when you were in prison, I know you said that you were writing music in prison. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I used, when I felt so alone and I feel like nobody would actually be there for me, I would ask God, like, why? And He would tell me, like, look, whatever son you're going through, I'm here with you. And this is when my writing ability started getting real cold. And He was like, you know, it'd be good that you write your problems down that you got, because you did this to yourself. So I wrote to myself, basically speaking to God to hear me. And that's when I started writing on the wall my song, Sick and Tired, being sick and tired. And it's like He basically spoke the words into me, yet He already knew what I was going to say anyway before I even said it. That's why I worship Him so hard, because God is good.
So you wrote the songs on the wall.
I wrote the songs on the wall, even though you're not supposed to write on the wall, but I ain't had no paper. I had a pen and pencil, so I'll write all my lyrics on the wall. Won't be surprised if they still there.
Wow.
Yeah. I left a mark. I left a good mark there, you know. So people, when they do go in that cell that I was at, that they would read my songs and hopefully it heals them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is a beautiful thing that I just like your vibe, like you just have that vibe, a good vibe to want to help others, and you're not a bad person, and you're not no, a person that anyone should be intimidated by, You're definitely so gentle and compassionate and just want to make it in life and want to see better for you as well as others. So I just see that from you, and I want you to just stay like that and keep going for reaching for whatever you're trying to get to. So that's good, Don't
Yes,
let anyone change that.
I won't.
That's a beautiful thing.
Long as I'm breathing, and long as God watching over me and my family breathing, I refuse to give up. I refuse to give up. I can't give up, I don't have, that's not my mindset. I can't do. Like like Michelle and Barack Obama always said, yes, we can.
Yes.
I can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. You just got to get up and
And
want to
go
do
do
it.
it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what are you working on now? What are you doing
Right
today as of, recently? What are you doing?
today, well, recently, well, I had got a call yesterday from a brother of mine named Kenny. He wanted me to get in the studio with him, and I was going to go in to record with him, but I already had like the King Nitty, my guy King Nitty, that I want to record with him, because they all very professional. But right now, I'm getting these songs together so I can go ahead and record and do my videos. I'm just ready to do my videos and put my message out there to the world, not only by myself but with my brother D Message and Osama.
Nice.
Yes.
That's exciting. So how can people reach you? Do you have a contact, social media? How can people get in contact with you?
Well, you can reach me on Facebook. My Facebook name is Edward McGuire on Facebook. I got two pages. The one that I be on is the one you see me with the beard and the dreads. That's the one I be on. You can actually see my videos on there, me performing. They're not real videos. They are documentaries that I'm doing on myself to show the world my struggle and what I kept doing every day while I was on Facebook Live performing. Not just performing songs, but actually motivating people. And I
Yes.
appreciate the people that watch, including you yourself, sis,
Yes.
watching my live videos and me achieve my dream. And I'm
And
so here for you too as well.
thank you. I appreciate that. I do watch some of your things that you have on Facebook, and it's just a inspiration, from what you've been through, and to see you now, it's a beautiful thing. So don't stop. Just keep going. It's like there's a light at the end of the tunnel,
Yes, ma'am.
So you just gotta keep going. So what are your, with our last minute left, what are some what what's the message that you would like to give to the audience?
My message for the day, my message every day for everybody, when you think it gets hard, just tell yourself, look, I know I got this. You know, have faith, be strong, hold on, because God is always going to make a way, and always be faithful to Him first and put God in everything that you do first, because it's going to work out with Him. The devil is constantly working every day. He constantly works with me. He want me to get into things. But you know what? I don't. Because I always, when I know, that's why I'm glad I got to thinking for a change. Thinking for a change is when you know you're about to do something wrong, you stop and breathe and think about the situation on the good side. You think about the other situation on the bad side.
Well, thank you for your encouraging words. Thank you for coming on the show. We're going to have to do a follow-up with you, Edward.
Thank
Awesome
you.
story. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm your host, McGuire McCann. Thank you.